Alright guys, here's my first impressions of two new games I got just a couple days ago. First I got Tonelico Qoga, which I believe is the third in the series, for the PS3. And then I also got Dissidia 012, whatever the fuck the rest of the title is, for Final Fantasy. Um, I think first I'm going to talk about Tonelico, simply because I haven't played nearly as much of it as I have Dissidia, because Dissidia really addicts you. I really like Tonelico so far. It's kind of funny. There is a lot of sexual innuendo. Oh my god, is where I think a bunch of fucking horny people made this game. Like I don't know if the other Arch games are like that, but wow, is this game like perverted? Like I don't, there's oh my god. Uh, let me think of one instance. Okay, um, I'm gonna try to sum this little plot thing as quick as I can, just so I could tell you about the gameplay. Um, there are these special female people that who have special magic powers. They're called Bravitails. They have the ability to summon, to use magic, manipulate, that kind of basic stuff. Um, During combat, you have three physical attackers. They're like normal combatants. They are known as vanguards. And the Raventail stands back, casting magic, all that other stuff. Now, this is where it gets so funny. Um, I'm sorry. This game is just so fucking perverted and horny. Um, what happens is there is a meter at the bottom of the screen that fills up as you attack enemies. Now, when this bar reaches a certain amount, you can, I believe you press L1, R1, something like that. You hold R1 and use the motion wireless controller to, shake the control up and down to use a special attack that the Raventail can use. Now, guess what? Take a wild guess at what happens when, this is called a purge. This is a special attack. Guess what happens when she does the purge? Guess what happens? I'm going to give you like 5 seconds. Alright, never mind. Time's up. the faster you shake the controller, the more clothes she takes off. If you can believe that, for people who haven't played the game, that's what happens. She gets practically naked. Oh my god, is this game perverted? All right, enough with that stuff. All right, the story started off really dumb. I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought the story was fucking retarded in the beginning. It's not like the Tales games where it's like it started off slow but not stupid. You know what I mean? This game started off fucking horrible. I can't even explain it. The game started out stupid. I did like the battle system. It felt a lot like Star Ocean in a lot of ways, except not quite as polished, if that makes any sense. Really, I can't think of anything else to word it. That's kind of how it feels. It feels more could have been done with it, but it does work and it is fun. Using the Raventail special attacks when she takes off her clothes, they can use special basic magic attacks where one of the characters, Saki, can throw bombs at the enemies. Another character, Finnel, she can summon little witch monsters to shoot fire at the enemies. That's pretty cool. It works. Nothing is broken. I just wish there would have been... each character has something called a super move. These are basically special attacks. Think of them as arts from Tales or one of the special attacks from like Stars, from that kind of idea. But there are 5 fucking moves for each character. What were they thinking when they decided to put only 5 moves for each character? What is the fuck? Oh my god, that pisses me off. But really, that's really the only fault I can see with the combat system, is the complete lack of moves, of special attacks. 5 moves for each character. That is pretty sad. But back to the story. Yes, it is very perverted. I did notice that the story starts to pick up. It's like, at first I was wondering in the game, is this a game I'm supposed to take seriously, or is this just a big horny game all throughout? Well, guess what? There was actually probably there was a recent plot twist I encountered, and that was pretty good. Something about Finnel, just in case you don't know for those of you who played it, something with Finnel. That's all I'm gonna say. Towards the beginning of the game, so I'm about 8 hours in the game. I'm enjoying it. The story does get better as you progress. The battle system is fun overall. It has some problems, but it works. So that's Tonelico Qoga. Okay, now on to Dissidia. This was a game I really didn't have any idea what to expect. I never played the first one. Although I did have this one, Dissidia 012, on reserve. Because I decided to try it. I heard it was pretty good. I was like, it's Final Fantasy. What the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like, alright, whatever. Now, I never, like I said, I never played the first one. So, I didn't have any expectations in terms of, like the previous installment, if that makes any sense. So it's just like, whatever, I'll give it a try. I put the game in, and all I can really say is that this really doesn't feel like a fighting game. You know what it feels like? It feels like an action RPG. That's what it doesn't even feel like a fighting game. You're running during combat. You're running around in 3D, not like fucking Tekken or Mortal Kombat. You're just running around back and forth. No. You can jump. You can run up walls. You can attack midair. Basically, in Dissidia, it kind of uses like the physics of Advent Children. That's what it feels like. And you know what? It works. It's not like a big clustery mess of controls that make no sense. No. These controls work perfect. It works. The game plays fine. There's lag sometimes, not too much. It's a unique battle system. That's right. I said battle system for a fighting game because, like I said, this really, for me, doesn't feel like a fighting game. Not only that, now I don't know if there's more, but I have 26 characters that I can play as right now. Each of them can be leveled up, can be equipped with items and such, can be equipped with summons, can learn abilities as they level up. There is not only that. Guess what the level cap is for each character? You'd think for 26 plus characters there would be like a stupid level cap, like 30 or 50. Each character can get to level 100, like a regular RPG. That's the amount of content in this game is staggering. There's a story mode, which actually isn't bad. I've played I don't know, like 3-4 hours. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. People say, "Oh, this story is horrible." I like this story for its characters because each of the characters from the Final Fantasy games retain their same personality. Lightning is as badass as ever. Tifa's hot as always. That kind of thing. There's also the villains, like there's Jack, there's Kuja. Those guys. They're all in Dissidia. Now what's cool about Dissidia is there's two styles of play. There's the action mode and then there's RPG mode. What is RPG mode? Well, like its name, it plays out like an RPG. Your character kind of moves around. It's like if you think about Final Fantasy 13, your characters kind of move around on their own. That's kind of what RPG mode is. Your character kind of moves around on their own, just does their own thing. You can input commands, such as I think if you press the circle button, it'll do like a normal attack, that kind of thing. So I think RPG mode is good for those who beginners. I played RPG mode for a little while. Then I decided to give action mode a try, and actually think that works better. So that's how that works. There's the story mode. Now, guess what? In the story mode, there is a massive overworld map. Yeah, that's right. A fighting game world map. At heart, this is really an RPG. This really isn't a fighting game. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks this. You can run around the world map. You fight random encounters. You go through these chaos gates or warp gates, whatever. You fight random encounters there. Exit the chaos gate, warp gate. Fight random encounters, cutscene, boss, next chapter, that kind of thing. What the fuck, whatever. This is a really good game. The story is good, not amazing, but still cool. It's a cool story. Characters I like, they retain their personalities from the old Final Fantasy games. You could spend over just the amount of shit there is to do in this game. You could spend over 100 hours in this game playing this game. There's experience points, obviously. There's an in-game currency which you can use to unlock characters, unlock battle quotes, battle phrases, wallpapers and such. That's cool. You could also get Kupo points. Yeah, KP. Guess what Kupo means? It's the Moogle's quote. Yeah, right. So you can use KP in exchange for items. So meaning if you're on the world map in the story mode, you can talk to Moogles that happen to be on the world map, and you could exchange your KP for items, weapons, and such. So that's cool. I like Tonelico. That's a really good game. Now here's one thing I want to ask you guys before I stop the video. have any of you ever had technical issues in Tonelico? What I mean is the game froze on me 3 times. So, I don't know. Maybe my disc is defective. Maybe I don't know. I wish I knew. Tell me if this ever happened to you guys, because if not, I will replace it because I like that game a lot. It's a really good game. If it happens for everybody, then unfortunately I'll just have to stop because I don't want to buy another game that just freezes. Um, just let me know. Write a comment. I don't care. Tell me if the game has ever froze on you guys ever. It happened to me 3 times. I don't understand what the problem is. The disc. I got the game sealed in the box, so why would it? I don't know. I really just hope my disc is defective because I would really just like to replace it and get back into the game. I kind of stopped playing it right now because, like, for example, I don't want to like beat a really impossible boss. Be in the middle of watching a cutscene and the game freezes on me. I don't want that to happen, so I want to prevent that from happening. That's why I stopped playing the game for now. And like I said, leave your comments. Tell me if that's ever happened to you. So yeah. Overall, Tonelico is a really good game. Overall, Dissidia, like I played Dissidia, for a longer time. In terms of story mode, I'm in there like 3 or 4 hours. In terms of just overall stuff, like I've probably played it for 10 hours. I'm not even close to getting all the stuff you can do. Not only that, there's a massive learning curve for this game, but it's not so. It can be mind-boggling for some. So clear your schedule. Learn the game. It's really, really fun. I'd say go in there expecting an RPG. Don't, if that makes sense. It is a fighting game at heart, but don't go in there expecting this is a full-fledged fighting game because it is not. It is an action slash fighting slash RPG. So those are my impressions of both games. Thanks for watching, and Swordfish is out.